Hello everyone, Sableye here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here with the top placing Archaludon team from the Portland Regionals. The team managed to make 15th at the regional, so big top 16 finish. And as a big Archaludon is mid believer in myself, I'm very impressed to see this team actually succeed. So Baxcalibur is a very cool twist. Archaludon, once again, one of the most hyped up Pokemon coming out of the DLC as well. Close that off with some solid stuff like Urshifu and Fluttermane and Amoonguss. All in all, the team looks really fun. I'm curious to see how Baxcalibur functions on this team. Today we're going to try it out. But of course, guys, everything you need to know about the creator and the team itself will be down below. Make sure to check them out. But with that, let's jump into some action. So first game of the day is actually going to be Dondozo Tatsugiri Glamora. Of course, with the Shanpao D-Night mode as well. This is very similar to the team that got second at Portland, so I'll see what I can do. Obviously, these guys have the Incineroar over the Teal Mask Ogerpon, but other than that, team is pretty much the exact same concept. I don't know what the Dozo matchup is here, and Dozo is very tough without open team cheats. I'm going to definitely have to leverage Amoonguss. I know Surging Strikes into Rain goes crazy. It's just more so a question of I think I'm going to lead Ursh. I don't think Archaludon is good versus Dozo. And I could be very wrong, but I think if I lead something like Ursh, Fluttermane, Amoonguss, and maybe a Pelipper, that should be able to deal with what's on the other side of the field. So that's what we're going to go with. Now, I can make a case for Baxcalibur. I could probably make a case for Archaludon into these matchups. The problem is I feel like they're better once I know the Dondozo's Terra. Like if I realize that the Dondozo is Terra Grass, I can kind of force that and then utilize my Baxcalibur a little more. If I realize, you know, like if I can see those things, I can make a case for bringing my other pieces. But for not knowing, I feel like these are the four I have to bring. We'll see if we can get this covered. Yeah, Shanpao Glamora, I am more than okay with this actually. Because we've got our Speed Booster Fluttermane as well as the Glamora. And I'm okay putting up the Toxic Spikes because of Amoonguss being in the back. With Amoonguss in the back, I no longer care about the fact that I might just set the spikes up and I get poisoned out of this. So I'm just going to Surging Strikes to Glamora. And I could Icy Wind to not reveal that I'm Scarfers. But I think I'd rather just get a Moonblast into Shanpao, do as much damage as I possibly can into that slot. And just try to blow things up immediately here. Now, this could be not the greatest. I don't know if there's Dozo in the back. Although, given the lead, I would imagine Dondozo is in the end game here. Shanpao is not Focus Sash. It's going to go down. And Surging Strikes is now going to take out Glamora. And if it's Dondozo in the back, this game is officially over. Unfortunately, we have to watch the Toxic Debris animation 3 times. But you know what? We got to get our wins when we get our wins. So we're going to go for a big old Surging Strike. Thankfully, Urshifu decided to clean that up in a 2-shot instead of having to make us wait and watch another Toxic Debris animation. But down goes the Glamora. And once again, the only question I have left is this D-Night in the back or is it the Dozo? The way they led that with the Glamora up front, it really screams to me, hey, I have a Dondozo in the back. Yeah, and there's the Tatsugiri followed suit by what I'm sure is going to be that Dondozo. And really the only question now is, can I outpace this Dondozo? And realistically speaking, this should be stay in with Surging Strikes, bring in Pelipper just to reset my Fluttermane, and then bring Amoonguss in, and then that way I have Fluttermane to leverage versus the... Yeah. And like I always want to have Fluttermane to leverage versus the late game Tatsugiri. So I will Surging Strikes here and pivot into Pelipper. It's not going to get hit by the Toxic Spikes. It's going to boost my Surging Strikes as well. It is the attack boosting Tatsugiri, so it's not like I have to worry about Order Up giving them speed boosts right now. I know my speed tiers right now. Let's just go with this. This should be great. If we can see how much damage we're doing, I can also Tailwind potentially on one of the last turns that the Dondozo is alive for. Then I can outpace it. Outpace the Tatsugiri if it is potentially Scarfed coming out after that turn. So we should be very safe here. I can also plan this to have a Amoonguss on the field when I kill it, so I can go for the Spore into the Tatsugiri. Once it's left to only Dozo, and I have 4 full health pieces, guys, as long as I actually have answers, I should not be losing this game. And with an Amoonguss, a Fluttermane, and Urshifu doing big damage, I'm just clicking Wave Track here. Obviously, Pelipper doesn't appreciate it, but that's still incredibly strong damage. No leftovers either. This is a Surging Strikes, and if I can, I'm just going to Hurricane. I don't think I'm getting an attack off with Pelipper here. I'd be shocked if I could. But if they just Wave Crash again, even if they don't, actually Surging Strikes might be able to take it out, and this should set up the... Well, now I can go Surging Strikes into Spore because they should be killing Pelipper here, unless for whatever reason they decide not to. But that doesn't help them at this point. Now I can kill Dondozo, set up Tailwind, and just win the game. Well, I guess I have to do that after because I just killed Dondozo there. I guess in theory Tailwind there was better if I do get it off. But I think at this point it doesn't matter. I have a full health Flutter Mane. They're not getting through this, you know? I will Tailwind just to, in case if I do get it off, that will just seal the game entirely. But I feel like this is the line into most Dondozos. Like I said, you can make the case into Baxcalibur. You can make the case into Archaludon once you know what's on your opponent's side of the field. But without knowing, I feel like this worked out pretty well, right? Urshifu, Amoonguss, Pelipper to boost the Urshifu turns, maybe get a Tailwind up, and then Flutter Mane just for big all-around damage. Just felt like the right 4 to bring into this. I do not know what this gear... Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. We're going to get one of the most balanced teams I've seen all format. Of course, they still have the Dragonite Shenpao option here. But for the most part, this is a pretty balancey team. Haven't seen a lot of Heatran in this regulation as of yet. Feel like it's kind of fallen off as one of the fire types. You just have so many better options, you know, the Incineroar, the Entei. Just both of those coming back, as well as Arcanine, I guess, is still technically an option. Just feels like Heatran doesn't really want to, doesn't do enough anymore. But you know, here we are, so let's see what we can do. Once again, they're not bringing Heatran into Rain. I'm definitely going to lead Pelipper here, I think. Pelipper feels incredible, although I want to lead Flutter Mane because it does also cover for that Shenpao D-Night mode. So I will lead Flutter Mane. I wonder if I go like Flutter Mane Ursh, maybe U-turn potentially into Pelipper. Give me a few options in that regard. Archaludon is something I definitely want to maybe try to bring into this game. I don't know if I can justify it though. However, it doesn't seem too bad, right? We've got the Assault Vest, so even if they Earth Power us, it's not going to be the end of the world. Honestly, I'm going to bring it. We can take advantage of the rain. I mean, maybe I should be bringing it on lead. It puts on, maybe puts on a little bit more pressure into things, like the Dragonite Shenpao stuff. But I feel like having late game Archaludon is not the end of the world. Like, if we can see them, hey, they're going to lock into E-Speed. Well, then Archaludon can kind of come in and have no problem with that, right? Now, maybe Archaludon, like I said, could be better on league. I don't know what they have, how they're going to approach this, so... I feel like Archaludon is one of those Pokemon you bring to, like, maybe one game of the best of 3, unless there's a very clear option for it, which when you play best of 1 online ladder closed team sheets, you don't really necessarily see those options for it. So we got our speed booster up. They are not speed booster, which is pretty strong for us. That means they're probably choice specs. So I have a few options here. I could go close combat Moonblast into the Ogerpon, and I am tempted to just try to drop the Ogerpon because I don't think they're going to just expect me to go for that. They also might just not follow me. And I could make that crazy play and just say they're not going to click follow me here. And they're going to let me go Surging Strikes into the Flutter Mane. Which I feel like is very, very greedy. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to make the safe play and it's going to be Moonblast U-turn the Ogerpon. They shouldn't be protecting. I would imagine we see a Terra out of them, but they do follow me. So, looks like we're actually going to get a free kill onto this Ogerpon right now. And get our Urshifu off the field to be able to reset it. Yeah, that's a huge turn 1 for us. I feel like that's just not a safe play from their end, though. You know? I feel like if they're going to follow me, they have to just Terra. And then just Dazzling Gleam. Because if they're following me, I don't know, it just feels like a really weird play to go for. I will get my Rain up. I only really needed Pelipper offensively to take care of that Ogerpon. And now that the Ogerpon is just kind of not here anymore, I really don't think I care, so that's fine. That looks like specs to me. So I actually probably have a very safe Wide Guard here, actually. The question becomes, do I want a Terra? Does Terra allow me to survive a Sucker Punch? I think it probably does. And I'll Wide Guard. If it allows me to survive the Sucker Punch, this is the correct play. Just slow them both down. Break a potential Sash on the Shenpao. Get the Flare Mane slower so that maybe Archaludon can outpace it in the future. I don't know how fast we're running on this Archaludon, but Wide Guard just feels correct, especially if it is Scarf Flutter Mane, so... Or Specs Flutter Mane, sorry, not Scarf. Scarf Flutter Mane would be insane. But you know what? I've seen weirder. They're going to Sucker Punch. Like I said, does that allow me to survive? And the answer is yes, it does. Really, really good to see. We get the Icy Wind to come out right now. And that's fine. Now they're going to go Dazzling Gleam into the Wide Guard. And now I can protect Flutter Mane as I let Pelipper go down next turn. Because if they Sucker Punch again, they also might potentially switch out. So I'll try to get... Actually, Tailwind doesn't help me. So I guess I'll just Water Move it. Or Weather Ball it, I guess. Yeah. Tailwind doesn't help me because they're still going to Sucker Punch. So I need to either get rid of their Sucker Punch user. Is Weather Ball stronger? I believe it is because of rain. So we'll see if we can bully the Shenpao here. They're going to stay on with Flutter, which honestly helps me more than it would hurt me. That's fine. They figured I wasn't going to Wide Guard again, and I'm okay seeing that because, like, we're kind of just gaming. Now I can walk in. I can just Surging Strikes and win this game. I don't necessarily care anymore. I'll just switch out to Flutter. This Shenpao is -1 speed. It has to Sucker Punch my Flutter Mane. Urge comes in. I will Surging Strike their Flutter Mane. Just going to double check what they have in the back, of course. They did have potentially an Amoonguss. So is that something I want to concern myself with? Do I think they have the Amoonguss still? I'm going to go ahead and say no. I'm going to bring an Archaludon. And I'm just going to Surging this Flutter Mane. I want it off the field. If they do have Amoonguss and they do bring it in here, it's still taking a Surging Strikes in the rain. So at the end of the day, I'm not that concerned about it. But we'll see how they want to play this one. Yeah, they're just going to Sucker Punch. Not going to get there. Surging Strikes is going to clean up this Flutter Mane beside the Shenpao in the rain. One strike is going to take care of the Flutter Mane, and that's exactly what you like to see. And it really just comes down to what their last mon is here. If it's Dragonite, it gets a little bit weird because they're probably going to go like E-Speed, E-Speed Aqua Jet, and I don't know the spread on this Urshifu. If I knew the spread on the Urshifu, I would feel a lot more comfortable here. I'm going to go Electro Shot and Surging Strikes into the Shenpao right now. Get my boost on the last turn of rain. If they go Terra Normal E-Speed, they have to double Urshifu to get that kill. This is actually potentially a toss. This is a very big toss, actually. I should... But the thing is, I don't have Flash Cannon. Had I had Flash Cannon, I'd feel a lot... Oh. I'd feel a lot better if I had Flash Cannon here, although that Protect is really, really weird. It feels like they're, like, banking on this killing me. And it just doesn't, yeah. I figured you would just be able to take that. Like, when you build Scarf Urshifu, you have to build to be able to take that attack. So I felt very comfortable that my opponent had done that. Or that, excuse me, that the creator of the team had done that. I should have probably checked the face beforehand. But in the moment, because I didn't check the face, here we are. Electric Shot's going to go out. They're not getting through this. They are very clearly Banded Dragonite, and Banded E-Speed is just not breaking Archaludon. I could almost just Surging Strikes myself if they give it to me to boost my stamina at this point. But they're just not getting out of this. You know? I'll Body Press if I get the chance to, and I'll just Surging Strikes. They're not getting through this. Yeah. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Good job. Okay, we're going to get Marco here, and this is going to be Gouging Fire. This actually looks like my friend's Will Tank team, where it's Booster Speed Gouging Fire. Which honestly should be fine. The only thing that scares this team realistically, the Archaludon is very, very strong here outside of Lando I. So if I can leverage the kills into Lando I will feel very, very good. I think I'm just going to pressure that down. I'm going to go something like Pelipper Flutter Mane. Puts on a lot of pressure. There might not... Actually, I could almost get away with Baxcalibur as well. I wonder if I lead like Baxcalibur Flutter Mane and then have something like Archaludon Pelipper endgame. That feels incredibly strong, actually. I like that a lot. Let's try to send this. I'm a little scared of Rillaboom. I didn't really bring a lot for the Rillaboom outside of maybe getting a couple boosts on Archaludon with stamina. So maybe they don't have high horsepower. If they don't have high horsepower, Archaludon just beats the Rillaboom in the endgame. I'm really just trying to focus down and making sure that I'm capable of breaking that Lando I before anything becomes a problem for it. Like, once I break the Lando I, in theory, Archaludon is winning me this game. Right? So if I can just leverage my Baxcalibur, we should be okay to win this. Fluttermane, the Grumpy, and Ogerpon. Okay. This I'm pretty okay with. You know, we get to go Icy Wind. I don't know how fast the Baxcalibur is. I feel like you'd want to have it so that you could go Icy Wind into Icicle Spear things. You know? So I'm going to try and do exactly that. I am Icicle Crash, not Spear. I should have called that. I knew that. But, it could just Protect. Right? Mainly because there's just so many things on the other side of the field that I just don't know. Yeah, I'm okay with the Protect here, I think. It's a little weird, but I think I'm okay with the Protect. It gives me a lot of scouting options. Potentially seeing, because we didn't see a booster under Flutter Mane, chances are they're going to be choice specs. And if we can see what they want to lock themselves into here, we can potentially safely go Poison next turn. If they maybe don't kill my Flutter Mane, we're also set for that. Yeah, we're also going to see them Terra, which is absolutely beautiful. Once you can see like what your opponent wants to do, it feels really good. We're going to see the Terra Water from the Ogerpon. So this is probably going to be some sort of follow me, if I had to take a guess here. But we shall see. It should be follow me. There's no way it's not going to be. Yeah. On a play like that, it's just a follow me. It's probably follow me and Shadow Ball. I could see a Dazzling Gleam just trying to break back Excalibur. Do not miss, Flutter Mane. Okay, you missed the one that you can afford to miss. That's okay. I'm okay with you missing that one, buddy. You're okay to miss that one. That one doesn't bother me as much. And they are just going to lock, presumably lock Dazzling Gleam. I'll be able to know off this damage here if they are specs or not. Looks like a very timid specs variant. Just not a lot of attack. Just sending some damage when they get it. I'm going to go Moonblast, and I'm going to go Para Poisoning. I'm going to send a Glaive Rush into this Ogerpon. I don't think there's ever a world in which they don't follow me here. If they do, it's because they're going to Spiky Shield. They're not bringing in Landorus. They're going to bring in King Gambit, trying to catch an Icy Wind. I don't remember if I actually clicked Icy Wind or not. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. If I did, this is a problem. But I don't think I did. I'm pretty confident I doubled up into the Ogerpon. But we shall see. They also might have just protected, and this turn could be terrible. Yeah. With a play like that, it makes sense. I was expecting them to stay on the field. Thankfully, though, I did Moonblast and didn't give this King Gambit any free boost or anything like that. Do I Shadow Ball now? Because I'm very tempted to click Shadow Ball. Instead of... Because if they want to switch in to eat the Glaive Rush, yeah, I think I'm going to try for Shadow Ball. I'm going to Shadow Ball Glaive Rush. If they try to switch Flutter Mane in to eat the Glaive Rush, Shadow Ball will potentially catch them and take them down. Yep. They've been chipped by Icy Wind, so if we can get this kill, this is really, really strong. Never mind, we're not going to get the kill because Sucker Punch is going to take me out. That's going to be Black Glasses then. And Glaive Rush comes out, not going to get the kill. Okay. So that's just not well played by me in the slightest. That's just really bad. So now I pressure Body Press stuff. I have Pelipper to switch in as well. I have Electro Shot if I wanted to click it. Heavy Slam is built on this team to take care of Flutter Manes. I really want to kill King Gambit, but I don't know if I can. I think I'm going to try to. And I'm just going to click Icicle Crash into the Flutter Mane. It's not going to get the kill by any means, but the damage output that I get out of this is going to be pretty valuable. Puts it in Ice Shard range as well. They're going to sucker the back Excalibur. I'm going to be alive. Are they going to double it? They can't double it. Oh, they're not specs. No, yes they are. They switched out. What am I saying? So they double my backs. That's fine. And I get a free Body Press. Unfortunately, Body Press isn't going to kill King Gambit here because Archaludon is just sadly not that great. And I kind of got cooked by this. I'm going to be honest. And I knew that wasn't going to kill. But I needed the damage onto it. There's not a whole lot I realistically could have done there. So now it's okay, interestingly enough, because I can still kind of go Electro Shot the King Gambit and just drop a Tailwind. Which gives me a few options here. This gives me a boost in my special attack for the Archaludon to start putting on a lot of pressure onto everything. Kills off the King Gambit slot. If they try to switch King Gambit into Ogerpon, that is the best play they could have gone for, by the way. Because now they can go Shadow Ball. I will get the defense boost. The question is, the only question I have left is, do I have enough damage output to actually take the KOs before anything else happens? Because this is going to be Electro Shot. Unfortunately, I got it into the wrong slot. Had this gone into the Flutter Mane, I would have felt a lot more comfortable here. I will Heavy Slam the Flutter Mane now, though. I wonder if +2 Do you guys think +2 Electro Shock kills Flutter Mane from here? Because if that's the case, it's the better play. Because if they're expecting me to go for a Steel move, they're going to switch in Ogerpon. And I just don't know my Archaludon calcs. Right? I feel like this game is very winnable if I know this calc. Because I could safely go for Electro Shot and catch like an Ogerpon on switch in. I have a very good chance to win the game. I'm going to go for the Electro Shot. If I get it wrong, it's a little unfortunate, but I think it's okay. Because they should expect the Steel move. Okay. They don't expect the Steel move. They also don't Sucker Punch. So King Gambit's going to go down. Now the question is, if Electro Shock can get the kill, we're kind of okay with this. Because then we're at +2 and we're putting on immense amounts of pressure. It's really just a question of, did I need to go for Heavy Slam here? I'd imagine I needed to go for Heavy Slam. Flutter Mane is generally bulky enough. I'd imagine it's going to be able to take this, but we'll see. Yeah. Should have got that call right. That's something I need to know with this team, and I just don't know with that. Right? But it's okay. As long as there's not any priority left, this actually isn't terrible, because we still have +2 Archaludon. However, Ogerpon comes in and clicks Follow Me. Right? And Archaludon goes second. This is really going to have to be Flutter Mane just kind of trying to seal this one off. I don't know if it's going to be capable of doing so either. 2 turns left of Tailwind. I mean, I have to kill the Ogerpon right now. So I go Electro Shot into Ogerpon, get the +3 out of this. And I go Hurricane into the Flutter Mane. The problem is that Flutter Mane is going to be... sorry, my own Pelipper is faster than the Archaludon. Oh, they Spiky Shielded. That is really, really good. This is why you split your damage, guys. This is why you split your damage. Hurricane is going to take down Flutter Mane. We have one more turn of Rain. The question is, does what they have in the back lose to Pelipper? If what they have in the back loses to Pelipper, we win this game by clicking Electro Shot. I think that's a pretty big toss. They saw that my Pelipper was faster than my Archaludon. They need to realize that they could just redirect the Pelipper attack, redirect both, get the kill on Archaludon there, and they have this game pretty much sealed. It is Rillaboom, however, so they have Fake Out, so maybe it's not like a complete toss, because they are just going to click Fake Out into my Archaludon now. However, interestingly enough, this is potentially giving me health back as well. I have a couple defense boosts. I might not be dying. I try to Electro Shot Ogerpon constantly. And if I can, I'm going to Hurricane, because they have to Fake Out. They have to Fake Out Archaludon, so I'm going to Hurricane the Ogre. By Hurricaning the Ogre, I potentially give myself a chance to get the Confusion as well. There's the Fake Out. You know, if I get the Confusion, or if for whatever reason Archaludon just doesn't die because stamina is broken. Oh, they fall. Wait, why? Why the Follow Me? I don't agree with that Follow Me in the slightest. I think they have to try and take my Archaludon there. Like, I think it's a must-have. Like, I think it's an absolute must. Tailwind is gone. This should be the last turn of Rain now, I would imagine. Yes. I would love to get Tailwind back onto the field here. I feel like they want to protect, but just in case they don't, I'll send the Electro Shot into it. I would love to get Tailwind back up, and I think it's optimal. Like, it's in my favor to try and do. So I will attempt to get a Tailwind back up here. They're going to Ivy Cudgel. They have to go after Archaludon. There's no way they don't. That's just the play. Archaludon is alive. Is it faster? Am I going to get Pelipper to go before Rillaboom to be able to get this Tailwind up and get the Electro Shot into Ogerpon? We will. So very, very interesting endgame right here. As Electro Shock comes out, I believe this is now going to be at +4. This should take out Ogerpon. I do not care about its special defense boost at this point, I don't think. And yeah, stamina's kind of crazy, guys. I do think they messed up. They had the opportunity to kill my Archaludon when they went for the Spiky Shield on the Ogerpon. Had they gone Follow Me Shadow Ball, both attacks go into Ogerpon. They might lose Ogerpon, but then they would have been able to take care of Archaludon a little easier. Now, granted, I do have to hit these Hurricanes. So, let's calm down with I've won this game already, because I'm very far away from that. I have to hit Hurricanes now. I wonder if body pressing was better there. Just body pressing the Rillaboom, trying to get it off the field instead. They're going to go Glide. It's not a 2-shot. Pelipper connecting the Hurricane. Step 1 complete. It is a 2-shot. Confusion. Okay. Okay, guys. Here we are. Here we are. Pelipper is going to need to save the day. Okay. How many turns of grass? 2? So they just go... I basically need to hit my attack here. I don't trust the Weather Ball damage. So we're going to send a Hurricane and pray. They could also hit themselves in confusion. There's the Grassy Glide coming out. Pelipper on 1 HP. I missed their Hurricane. Guys, we need one more turn of... We need to hit themselves in confusion. If they can hit themselves in confusion, we can win the game. No! That was a absolutely crazy endgame to this one. I think that's a very good spot to probably wrap up the video, but that is going to be it for this one, guys. Some questionable plays from my end, some questionable endgames from their end as well. Part of my endgame was just not knowing what the calcs on the team were. Like, if I know that +2 electric shot doesn't get that flutter, I heavy slam the entire game, endgame changes, right? But then I think the biggest play in that game was when they didn't follow me. Sorry, when they spiky shield instead of going for follow me and killing Archaludon. They would have had such an easier time getting that win. But with that, guys, everything you need to know about the creator of the team and the team is listed down below in the description. Be sure to check that out if you are at all interested. But with that, I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in a future video.